Hello, everybody. My name is Mason, and welcome to Mason Zero ASMR. Today, I have, as you can see in front of you, the Commander Anthology, which came out recently. It included 4 decks from throughout Magic's history of Commander, one from each year other than 2016. So from the very first Commanders, all the way up to relatively recent. I'm going to go through each of them in a video. I'm going to start with this one though, because it is the most iconic, I suppose. Maybe, or at least the most sought after and valuable, because it's from the very first set of Commander products. That is Kaalia of the Vast. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this giant block of cards, and we're going to read through all of them for you. Alright, so to start with, we have Kaalia of the Vast, which is the commander of this deck. I believe the only way to get her is in the original Commander deck and the Commander Anthology, and I believe it's from the Commander box, or Commander's Arsenal, that's what it's called. It's very hard to get these days. So, Kaalia of the Vast costs a 1, a white, a black, and a red, so she's Mardu colors. For a legendary creature, human cleric, she is a 2/2 with flying. When Kaalia of the Vast attacks an opponent, you may put an angel, demon, or dragon creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking that opponent. So very powerful. And in foil, it has about a $30 price tag right now. So first, I believe we have the lands. We have Akum Refuge. Enters tapped. When it enters, you gain 1 life. Can tap for black or red. Barren Moor. Enters the battlefield tapped. Tap to add black to your mana pool. Cycle in for 1 black. Bojuka Bog. Enters the battlefield tapped. When Bojuka Bog enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Tap, add black to your mana pool. I believe this is a big modern sideboard card. Boros Garrison. Enters tapped. When it enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Tap to add red and white to your mana pool. Command Tower. Tap, add to your mana pool 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Evolving Wilds. Tap and sacrifice Evolving Wilds. Search your library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. Forgotten Cave. Forgotten Cave enters the battlefield tapped. Add red to your mana pool. Cycling for 1 red. Molten Slag Heap. Add colorless to your mana pool. Pay 1 and tap. Put a storage counter on Molten Slag Heap. Pay 1. Remove X storage counters from Molten Slag Heap. Add X in any combination of black and or red to your mana pool. Orzhov Basilica. Orzhov Basilica enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Add white and black to your mana pool. Rakdos Carnarium. Same deal as the Orzhov Basilica. You have to return a land to your hand, and then it taps for both black and red together. Rupture Spire enters the battlefield tapped. When Rupture Spire enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you pay 1 generic. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Secluded Step. Secluded Step enters the battlefield tapped. Tap to add white to your mana pool. Cycling for 1 white. Vivid Meadow. Vivid Meadow enters the battlefield tapped with 2 charge counters on it. Tap to add white to your mana pool. Tap, remove a charge counter from Vivid Meadow. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Zoetic Cavern. Add 1 colorless to your mana pool. Morph for 2. And then we have a bunch of basics. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 planes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 swamps, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mountains. Well, that's nice for the OCD. On to our actual spells. Bathe in Light. 1 and a white for an instant. With Radiance, choose a color. Target creature and each other creature that shares a color with it gain protection from the chosen color until end of turn. Congregate. 3 and a white for an instant. Target player gains 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. Lightkeeper of Emeria. 3 and a white for a 2/4 creature angel with multi-kicker for 1 white. Flying. When Lightkeeper of Emeria enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each time it was kicked. Mother of Runes. 1 white for a 1/1 creature, human cleric. Tap. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Oros the Avenger. 3, a white, a black, and a red for a 6/6 legendary creature, dragon, with flying. Whenever Oros the Avenger deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2 and a white. If you do, Oros deals 3 damage to each non-white creature. Dariel, Reckoner of Souls. 4, a white, a black, and a red for a 4/7 legendary creature, angel, with flying and vigilance. Tap, choose a creature card at random from target opponent's graveyard. Put that card onto the battlefield under your control. Seems like a very powerful card if you can play it out for free. Achroma's Vengeance. 4 and 2 white for a sorcery. Destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Cycling for 3. Angelic Arbiter. 5 and 2 white for a 5/6 creature, angel. Flying. Each opponent who cast a spell this turn can't attack with creatures. Each opponent who attacked with a creature this turn can't cast spells. Archangel of Strife. 5 and 2 white for a 6/6 creature, angel, with flying. As Archangel of Strife enters the battlefield, each player chooses war or peace. Creatures controlled by players who chose war get +3/+0. Creatures controlled by players who chose peace get +0/+3. Voice of All. 2 and 2 white for a 2/2 creature, angel, with flying. As Voice of All enters the battlefield, choose a color. Voice of All has protection from the chosen color. Dread Cacodemon, 7 and 3 black, for an 8/8 creature demon. When Dread Cacodemon enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, destroy all creatures your opponents control, then tap all other creatures you control. Fallen Angel, 3 and 2 black, for a 3/3 creature angel with flying. Sacrifice a creature. Fallen Angel gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Reaver Demon, 4 and 4 black, for a 6/6 creature demon with flying. When Reaver Demon enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, destroy all non-artifact, non-black creatures. They can't be regenerated. Acroma, Angel of Fury, 5 and 3 red, for a 6/6 legendary creature, angel. Acroma, Angel of Fury, can't be countered. Flying, trample, protection from white and from blue. Pay a red. Acroma, Angel of Fury, gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Morph for 3 and 3 red. Avatar of Slaughter, 6 and 2 red, for an 8/8 creature avatar. All creatures have double strike and attack each turn if able. Comet Storm, X and 2 red, for an instant with multi-kicker 1. Choose target creature or player, then choose another target creature or player for each time Comet Storm was kicked. Comet Storm deals X damage to each of them. Earthquake, X and 1 red, for a sorcery. Earthquake deals X damage to each creature without flying and each player. Mana Charged Dragon, 4 and 2 red, for a 5/5 creature dragon with flying and trample. Join forces. Whenever Mana Charged Dragon attacks or blocks, each player, starting with you, may pay any amount of mana. Mana Charged Dragon gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the total amount of mana paid this way. Stranglehold, 3 and a red, for an enchantment. Your opponents can't search libraries. If an opponent would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. Angel of Despair, 3, 2 white, and 2 black, for a 5/5 creature angel with flying. When Angel of Despair enters the battlefield, destroy target permanent. Bassandra, Battle Seraph, 3 a red and a white, for a 4/4 legendary creature angel. Flying. Players can't cast spells during combat. Pay a red. Target creature attacks this turn if able. Bladewing the Risen, 3, 2 black, and 2 red, for a 4/4 legendary creature zombie dragon with flying. When Bladewing the Risen enters the battlefield, you may return target dragon permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Pay a black and a red. Dragon creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn. Malfagor, 2, 2 black, and 2 red, for a 6/6 legendary creature, demon dragon with flying. When Malfagor enters the battlefield, discard your hand. Each opponent sacrifices a creature for each card discarded this way. Master Warcraft, 2 and 2 hybrid red-white, for an instant. Cast Master Warcraft only before attackers are declared. You choose which creatures attack this turn. You choose which creatures block this turn and how those creatures block. Orim's Thunder. 2 and a white for an instant with kicker for 1 red. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If Orim's Thunder was kicked, it deals damage equal to that permanent's converted mana cost to target creature. Path to Exile. 1 white for an instant. Exile target creature. His controller may search his or her library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle his or her library. Return to Dust. 2 and 2 white for an instant. Exile target artifact or enchantment. If you cast this spell during your main phase, you may exile up to 1 other target artifact or enchantment. Oops. Righteous Cause. 3 and 2 white for an enchantment. Whenever a creature attacks, you gain 1 life. Sarah Angel. 3 and 2 white for a 4/4 creature angel with flying and vigilance. Shattered Angel. 3 and 2 white for a 3/3 creature angel. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, you may gain 3 life. Soul Snare. 1 white for an enchantment. Pay a white, sacrifice Soul Snare. Exile target creature that's attacking you or a planeswalker you control. Vow of Duty. 2 and a white for an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has vigilance, and can't attack you or a planeswalker you control. Diabolic Tutor. 2 and 2 black for a sorcery. Search your library for a card and put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. Evankar's Justice. 2 and 2 black for a sorcery with buyback for 3. Evankar's Justice deals 2 damage to each creature and each player. Razorjaw Oni. 3 and a black for a 4/5 creature, demon spirit. Black creatures can't block. Siphon Flesh. 4 and a black for a sorcery. Each other player sacrifices a creature. You create a 2/2 black zombie creature token for each creature sacrificed this way. Siphon Mind. 3 and a black for a sorcery. Each other player discards a card. You draw a card for each card discarded this way. Vow of Malice. 2 and a black for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has Intimidate, and can't attack you or a planeswalker you control. Anger. 3 and a red for a 2/2 creature incarnation with haste. As long as Anger is in your graveyard and you control a mountain, creatures you control have haste. Cleansing Beam. 4 and a red for an instant with Radiance. Cleansing Beam deals 2 damage to target creature, and each each other creature that shares a color with it. Death by Dragons. 4 and 2 red for a sorcery. Each player other than target player creates a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. Dragon Whelp. 2 and 2 red for a 2/3 creature dragon with flying. Pay a red, Dragon Whelp gets +1/+0 until end of turn. If this ability has been activated 4 or more times this turn, sacrifice Dragon Whelp at the beginning of the next end step. Furnace Whelp. 2 and 2 red for a 2/2 creature dragon with flying. Pay a red, Furnace Whelp gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Oni of Wild Places. 5 and a red for a 6/5 demon spirit with haste. At the beginning of your upkeep, return a red creature you control to its owner's hand. Pyrohemia. 2 and 2 red for an enchantment. At the beginning of the end step, if no creatures are on the battlefield, sacrifice Pyrohemia. Pay a red. Pyrohemia deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. Sulphurous Blast. 2 and 2 red for an instant. Sulphurous Blast deals 2 damage to each creature and each player. If you cast this spell during your main phase, Sulphurous Blast deals 3 damage to each creature and each player instead. Vow of Lightning. 2 and a red. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has first strike, and can't attack you or a planeswalker you control. Mortify. 1 a white and a black for an instant. Destroy target creature or enchantment. Terminate. A black and a red for an instant. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. Wrecking Ball. 2 a black and a red for an instant. Destroy target creature or land. Boros Guildmage. 2 hybrid red and white for a 2/2 creature human wizard. 1 and a red, target creature gains haste until end of turn. 1 and a white, target creature gains first strike until end of turn. Duergar Hedgemage. 2 and a hybrid red-white for a 2/2 creature dwarf shaman. When Duergar Hedgemage enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more mountains, you may destroy target artifact. When Duergar Hedgemage enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more planes, you may destroy target enchantment. Gwillian Hedgemage. 2 and a hybrid black-white for a 2/2 creature hag wizard. When Gwillian Hedgemage enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more planes, you may create a 1/1 white Kithkin soldier creature token. When Gwillian Hedgemage enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more swamps, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Orzhov Guildmage. 2 hybrid black-white for a 2/2 creature human wizard. 2 and a white, target player gains 1 life. 2 and a black, each player loses 1 life. Armillary Sphere. 2 generic for an artifact. Pay 2 and tap. Sacrifice Armillary Sphere. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Reveal them and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Rakdos Signet. 2 generic for an artifact. Pay 1 and tap. Add red-white to your mana pool. Darksteel Ingot. 3 generic for an artifact with indestructible. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Lightning Greaves. 2 generic for an artifact equipment. With equip 0, equipped creature has haste and shroud. Orzhov Signet. 2 generic for an artifact. Pay 1 and tap. Add white-black to your mana pool. Rakdos Signet. 2 generic for an artifact. Pay 1 and tap. Add black-red to your mana pool. Sol Ring. 1 generic for an artifact. Add 2 colorless to your mana pool. And then we have the tokens. So we have a Kithkin Soldier, 6 zombies, 1, 2, 3, 4 dragons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Sapperlings. I didn't even notice any cards that made Sapperlings. Did I miss that, or are they just in here but aren't really made by this deck? Because I definitely didn't notice any cards that made Sapperlings. Either way, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be making videos of the rest of the decks that are in this set. I won the box set Commander Anthology from a game store's Facebook page. I was pretty happy about that. I received it pretty recently, and I'm excited to make these videos. Can confirm that nothing in here makes Sapperlings, so I'm assuming that they must have put some extra tokens in here that are made with another deck. I imagine these are from the Meren deck that has Michaeloth, I believe, that can devour and then make Sapperlings. So that would be my guess. I guess we'll find out when we get to that deck next. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.